Thank you, General. I appreciate it. I think what we're trying to get our hands around as far as should we stay, if we do stay, how many will stay, and what effect will that have? And it goes back to the training, the money we've spent, and the amount of effort and time we've spent to training. How many people we have adequately to continue to retrain, or will they ever be able to take the training over themselves, or we ever trust them for that, and how much money would that cost? And it just goes on and on and on, as you know. The bottom line is do you think that Afghanistan is more stable and better prepared to take care of itself, and with our help or without our help, and how much of our help than Iraq was? Because I think everyone's looking to the failed policies in Iraq and saying, okay, why would you repeat that? But I think it's a different scenario, as you said. The leadership in Afghanistan is much more different mindset and determined today than Iraq was when we made our decision to leave. So if you can just give me just a little clear, I just heard you say about 1,000 is what you intend to recommend. Is that wrong?
No, sir. 1,000 is the current decision that we're on. So 1,000.
That's what we're on, right? We're on a glide path to 1,000 right now by 2016.
Yes, sir, by the end of 2016. So that's the current plan. That's the to go to a normal embassy presence that President Obama discussed back in 2014.
Which would be harder. It'd be hard to explain that basically that would be the same glide path we had, if not maybe a little difference in Iraq, and we saw the results of Iraq.
So Afghanistan is not Iraq, as we
you.
talked about. You have a government that wants to have you there. You have a government that wants to have a counterterrorism capability. You have a fighting force that is very resilient. So I think there's so many differences between Iraq and Afghanistan.
Do you think that'll change that recommendation from 1,000? That'll be upped?
So again, I provided courses of action, recommendations to my leadership that provides our president, our national senior leadership with options based on changes that have happened in the last 2 years.
And the money we've spent right now, I mean, it's an unbelievable amount of money for training the Afghans. Do you expect that to continue, us pouring the money into there for them to be able to train their people?
So we're working very hard to make sure we can continue to bring that money down.
Do they have any economy at all, or any other than the war effort? Is their economy sucking off the U.S. taxpayers? Do they have any ability to carry their own load financially?
Sir, in the Chicago and the Tokyo commitments are required to provide about $500 million toward their national security, and each year we try to up that. Their economy is going to be very, very tough, and President Ghani, based on his background in the World Bank, is working that very hard. They had a very successful regional economic conference here 2 or 3 weeks ago in Afghanistan. There was just a Dubai conference where they had about 170 plus investors come to take a look at the different airfields that we would leave. But it's going to take a long time to build their economy that they would not be able to have the army. We built an army and a police they can't afford, sir. So they will be very dependent upon the international community to continue to provide that money for years to come.
And General, finally, on the crash of the C-130, we had 6 service members. One was from Marshall County, West Virginia, Ryan Hammond, Sergeant Ryan Hammond. I spoke to his parents and his wife, and I told him I would try to get all the information I could of how this could have happened. C-130s, we fly a lot of C-130s in our guard, as you know, and they're very capable, able aircraft. Do you have any information that you can share with me, that I could share with the parents?
Sure, my thoughts and prayers with all the families. That very morning, I went out to the crash site. Right after that, I went to Bagram and talked to all of our C-130 crews just to gather them in and talk to them. I did that. Again, investigation is ongoing.
Was it on takeoff? Is when the accident happened on takeoff?
Yes, sir. And so I can talk to you one-on-one. And
if you could, I'd appreciate it, sir. If I could just give his family some relief and some closure.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.